Spring has sprung, and thank goodness for that. And what better time to grow some plants? Have you ever heard of propagating? As you probably know, it's when you grow new plants using the ones you already have. But it can be tricky to propagate properly. Well, Hilton Carter, the plant stylist, has you covered. He takes plant parenthood to a whole new level with his 5th book, The Propagation Handbook. He shares easy tips and tricks to grow your plant family. To show us how, he joins us live from Baltimore. Hi, Hilton. So good to have you back on the show.
Hey, Teddy, it's great to be back. Thank you so much.
Okay, so this is the book. Can't wait to dive into it. And let's jump in a little bit right now. You have some great propagation techniques in the book, and you're going to show us how to propagate a plant from scratch. What is the first step?
For sure. So I have my Philodendron Brazil here. And the one thing that people have to get right is identifying where on their plant they need to make the cut. So for your vine-like plants like these, you'll locate or find a node, which is located right below every single leaf on the stem. So that's why it's kind of easy or great to propagate a vine-like plant, because it has those identifiers. So you're looking for that node. And when you find that node, I'm going to do it down here. I'm going to make my cut, and then I'm going to show you above, made my cut with a sharp pair of shears. That little bump there, that's your node. So once you make that cut on any vine-like plant, you're then going to take that node, that stem, and place it in water, submerge it, so that that node is always submerged in water. And from that node, over time, you will have a root system develop. You can see here, one that I've had in water for over the last, I will say, 6-7 weeks, has now developed a whole new set of roots. And at this point, it can now be put into soil or moss, and now I have a new plant. So the whole process is you're taking a piece of a mother plant and creating more.
Wow, all from that little node. That is so cool. And you make it look and sound very easy, but what are some common mistakes that people make when propagating?
Well, for one, like I said, is identifying where on the plant to make the cut. Plants are all different, and you got to know where on that plant to make the cut. Like most of us have a snake plant in our homes, but a snake plant won't have a node for you to make the cut. The snake plant is a part of what we call leaf cut propagation. So I actually took a cut of this single leaf, as you can see here, a nice 45 angle cut, and place it in water. And over time, Ted, what you'll end up getting, Teddy, I don't know if you go by Ted, maybe you do go by Ted. You'll see roots start to grow from the base of that cut. And not only roots, you'll start to see new growth, new shoots, new leaves start to develop as well. And the same thing goes for your ZZ plants. It's all about identifying where to make that cut. And over time, you'll start to see roots and other things start to develop. But another thing that people totally get wrong here is when they do develop those roots. That's not the end of the process. It's when you transfer that cutting into soil and having that start to grow. They'll have those roots grow, they'll put it in soil, and then the plant will die. So it's just identifying what type of soil medium that cutting needs so it can thrive over time while it's in that new pot.
Wow, that's awesome. And my friends and family back in Ottawa call me Ted, so you can call me Ted anytime, my friend. So you touched on this a little bit, but how can people avoid the most common mistakes when it comes to propagating?
Well, one, if they could, just go out and grab the book, the Propagation Handbook. You gotta know, one, how to set yourself up for success. So do the homework for one, but identifying exactly where to make the cut. Once you have those roots from that plant, mean you're going to pot it in soil. You want to make sure that you are putting it in a pot that is 2 inches in diameter, larger than your root ball. So I showed you this cutting here. I don't want someone taking this cutting where it has this root system and putting it in a large pot. This root system is probably about, let's say, maybe 2 to 3 inches in diameter. This cutting would then go into a pot that was probably maybe 4 inches or 5 inches diameter, so that it can develop in that sort of system and not just in this large pot of soil, so that the roots get the type of moisture that they need so that that plant can continue to thrive. So that's really what's important there, is to make sure that when you do have those cuttings, and I'm just going to show you my little propagation vessel here, is that not only are you able to take the cuttings and place place them in places in your home so that you can have them develop and grow. You can also do it in a way that is more stylish in your space as well. So that's the whole thing. When it comes to propagating, the one thing I love to talk about is that, Teddy, you said it. You have family that calls you Ted. The one thing that I love about it is that when you're propagating, I call it the gift that keeps on giving. Ted, when you start to propagate, you can share your plants with others, and then they'll find that so exciting. They'll love you for it, and then maybe they can then take that cutting, grow it, and then take cuttings from it and gift it to other people. So propagating is all about sharing your passion, not only in your home, but with the others that you love as well.
Hilton, thanks so much for joining us. Your enthusiasm is contagious. Thanks for being with us. Really appreciate it. Okay, we'll be right back.
Appreciate it, Ted.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.